Let's see Paul Allen's card.
He's not in there. Why would he be in his office at 3 o'clock? Where is he? Conference room.
Okay, I believe that is an L.
It is, in fact, an L.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Oh, everybody. I'm back being stupid. I'm on my stupid, whatever this thing is, stream. Oh, I haven't had time to do anything, and I know I'm going to be hit hard with the numbers, the algorithms, is there a word that rhymes with algorithm? Simple rhythm? No, it's the same word. I don't know. Anyway, I thought we just chit chat. I saw today. Let's see where to go to. I already missed it. Let me get this out of the way here real quick. Some sad news out. I don't want to see a video. Why is it in that? I want to see it in news. Why does it do that to me? I mean, why? Wait, hang on. I think I got it now. No. Okay, I think this is it. I'm gonna clear it up. I'm gonna do the whole let's have just normal looking whatever here. Okay, so I need to do this. I need to do a share. Boom. Share screen. I'm gonna do that. And we're gonna do that. And share. And there we go. I don't like that. I like that. Let's do this. Okay. Let's do this. There we go. All right, kids. So I'm just doing this real quick, get it out of the way here. I wanted to do the video on this Caitlin Berry. She went missing. She got reported missing on what was that? New Year's Eve. She was last time anybody saw her was like the 23rd of December, and so I mean, just the whole thing's just weird. And they did a volunteer or request for volunteers. The snow had melted. This is in Sydney, Montana. The snow had melted. They had asked for volunteers to show up, like at 7 a.m. at the fire department. All these people show up, and like an hour later, they found her remains. And this is like after they said, helicopters have been looking, drones have been looking, they've done all this stuff, and it's like all it took was volunteers, which I think is bizarre. Like, I wonder if the people that found her, like, if they found other bodies before. Like, there's some people out there that are like professional body hunters, and they're just looking for these. There's something like, Chris, what is it? It's like half the murders, maybe more than that. But I think like it's something crazy. Like half the murders in the United States are never solved. Or like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up those stats now. I'm trying to think like the missing people and everything. And it's like, do you remember like a few years ago? I think it was Pokemon Go was hot on the iPhone, and like somebody found a corpse underneath a bridge by playing Pokemon. Isn't that weird? I mean, just think that there's like dead bodies everywhere. I mean, they're literally, it's thinking about how many thousands of years of dead bones are lying around you. It's very Poltergeist. Have you ever seen the movie, the original Poltergeist? By the way, if you haven't seen that, I'm big into like old classic stuff, right? Because it's just soothing. There's just something soothing about it. It's funny. Like, you'll see somebody like, if you watch something from like the 70s, you'll see somebody, you'll think, boy, that chick, man, she's like wild for like 40 years old. And then you find out she's like 19 or 21. You're like, why do they look so old back then? Anyway, so this is just an interesting thing how she just up and disappeared. And let's see here. There she is. There's Caitlin. She was Mountain Chickasaw Indian, I think they said. There she is again, which I think is weird. Like she looks very different in her pictures. Oh, that's not Caitlin. I don't know who that chick is, but people need to find her. It's been almost 2 weeks since the body of Caitlin Berry has been found close to her home in Sydney, Montana. Authorities have been tight-lipped about the case. Her family still isn't sure how she died. Oh, the thing about it that got me so interested in this, her mom is like the assistant district attorney in the next town over. It's so weird. I was thinking when it first happened, I was like, man, like, did somebody snag her or something? Let's see here. The news talked with Barry's aunt, Carla Couture. That can't be a real name. Carla Couture. CC are her initials, like Coco Chanel. And it's Carla Couture. I mean, this is like a Hollywood villain, right? Anyway, they talked to Carla about what happened to Barry. She had the biggest smile and the biggest laugh. I mean, you could hear her a mile away when she was laughing. Doesn't sound positive. You can hear me a mile away when I'm laughing, and people don't like it. I don't care. A good laugh, a good belly aching laugh, it's the greatest feeling in the world. And I feel sorry for you haven't had it. Barry's loved ones have been stuck in limbo while they wait for the coroner's report from Richland County, which could take up to 6 weeks to be completed. Somebody explain to me why it takes 6 weeks to do a coroner's thing. I mean, yeah, I know there's a backlog on everything. That's because there's so many dead bodies floating around everywhere. And now we're trying to find, I guess, what you call a new normal, Carla Couture said. Couture worries that her niece could have been murdered. However, she acknowledges that Barry struggled with mental health issues and drug addiction since she was a teenager. Oh, I don't mean to laugh, but it's in the same sentence as saying she could have been murdered. Well, yeah, she was mentally off and addicted to drugs. Those people, though, usually live normal, everyday lives. She was thinking about running for the State House of Representatives next year. Oh, and then it manifested into schizophrenia. There's a trend with chicks that at a certain age, which is like around the age she was, is when schizophrenia first starts showing up in them. And there's medication for it. The hard thing always is staying on your medication, convincing people they need their medication, because you feel great when you're not on it. I mean, I don't know I'm not schizophrenic. I don't think so. No one's ever told me I was. Right? I mean, how do you know something wrong with you unless people tell you? As they very coped with their mental issues by turning to drugs. Not the pharmaceutical kind, I don't think. She spent time in and out of rehab, sometimes out of state. Well, I mean, she lived on a border town, so, she'd slip right back into it, and that mental health would just take over, and the drugs would come into play, and we'd lose her again, said Couture. Where'd you lose her to? Did you lose her mentally, or did she disappear? Barry's family isn't sure if her mental health issues or drug addiction had any part in her death. Now, before when they talked about her, they said she used to have these problems. And, a lot of times when people say, oh, they had a mental health problem or a drug problem, it's like, marijuana, because the anxiety is always the issue. Everybody has anxiety, so they smoke pot. And then it's like, it's whatever. Schizophrenia is probably, how do you treat that? I saw a thing the other day where people were treating ADD with meth. And I'm like, I don't think that's how that works. I've seen meth heads and they look really screwed up. I mean, I think the ADD is much better. ADD is your friend. Let's see here. My heart wants to say this is foul play, but with her mental health, I don't know what kind of state she was in that night. Yeah, well, she left her house without any keys or phone or anything else. We're waiting to determine the cause of death before deciding whether to believe there was foul play, says the sheriff. Regardless of how she died, Barry's family hopes her death will shine light on mental health issues and addiction. Both of Barry's parents are setting up scholarships in her name. Couture is raising money in her hometown of Wilson, North Dakota. Of course, Couture is separate. What was her name? Casey? Carrie? Carla. Of course, Carla is raising money on her own. We'll be having a dinner where we're going to talk about mental health, addiction, bringing those together to lessen the stigma of people thinking it's taboo to talk about. I mean, I just, in my mind, I imagine what she's saying is she's thinking she's planning a dinner where people with mental health problems are going to show up, and like rich people that obviously somebody named Carla Couture knows are going to show up, and it's almost like they're on a expedition, like a safari expedition, to the zoo or something. Oh, look at the mental health people. We had dinner. This is how insufferable people feel good about themselves. Brady will be remembered for a bright smile that touched so many lives. Because we don't look at this kind of end of Caitlin's story as just the beginning. Because I think her story's yeah. So another cute girl. I hate this. I really do. I'm not trying to make fun of her or the problems here. Very, very aware of mental health issues. I think it is something the country needs to talk more about. Because what happened was, so I used to love, I don't know, I took every class there was. It took me a while to go through college. I enjoyed it. Um, it was like my own country club. It was my own, I had my own grotto. I was like, I visioned myself as a young Hefner. Anyway, I was so far from it. Such a putz. Anyway, so I've taken several psychology classes, and I'll never forget. It's like this was two got me because they said the exact same thing years apart. In high school, I took a psychology, and the what are high school guys? They're professors, or do they just teachers? What if a high school teacher has a doctorate degree? Do they become a professor at that point? Anyway, so it was like this guy, he retired from being a psychiatrist, and he wanted to teach. So he taught whatever grade I was in, ninth grade, I think. And he said, the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I think we had to watch that in class, and it talked about how that came out, and like all of a sudden after that, there's this big political backlash against. Oh, awesome, Slade Raider, awesome, man! I just saw. I answered your comments earlier. Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff in that Pokemon Go, and that was long enough ago. Long enough ago. I mean, it's like I don't know how long ago it was now, but it seemed like it wasn't that long ago. But it was crazy how they found all this stuff. Now, could you imagine YouTube? There'd be so many things about it. That's the thing. We need to have like an archive where like people are like, hey, what was really a cool story? And so like, it's this Pokemon Go. And like people that are into it and do all this investigative stuff and just like go into it and just like archive all that stuff like a whole YouTube channel or channels on it. It'd be cool if you could link YouTube channels together, maybe. I don't know. I'm going off on tangent there. Yeah, there's a big time problem there. Fishing game. No, I'm not very good at English at all. Sorry. Yes, Jules. They became fried. But anyway, what was I saying about the mental health is, oh yeah, the one flew over the cuckoo's nest. It's talking about like how there's all there's this push against like having the mental hospitals and everything. And then it was I took mental health law in law school, and my professor there, professors in law school. I forget now because I started talking about the high school guy. Anyway, said he just said he echoed the same sentiment. It was like, it's like the 1960s, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was such a cultural thing that all these people said, "Oh, it's horrible." And instead of like going in and I don't know, saying why it was horrible, or even like seeing if there was ever any good stories about them, they just had it like, "Oh, we have to get rid of them. They have to go." And so now today we're talking about like, I mean, every time there's like a mass murder thing, I mean, you look at these people aren't mentally stable. Look at it, it's funny when the what's her name? Gabby Petito stuff happened. There's this one guy who he escaped from a Kansas mental hospital, and he's there. His name is John Colt, and the guy was there because he was such a deviant sex offender that they couldn't release him back out to public. I've never heard of anything like this before. And I've really got to follow up on this guy. I did like one video on him, and it's my number one video too, is what's funny. And he was, while in the hospital, this John Colt guy, he had two nurses that he was having relationships with who helped him escape from the mental health hospital. They found him in southern Utah. If you remember that couple, it was, depending on how you saw the news, came across your feed, it was like two women were killed in Moab desert. It was the first murders ever. Well, they were actually on their honeymoon. These chicks were. And they caught this John Colt guy like around that same area, like maybe within 100 miles or something. I forget what it was. And so there's a lot of question about, was there a connection between him and those women? And also it was, he had put up he had a fake name and started his own Facebook account while he was on the run. I mean, the guy, it's crazy how crazy this dude is. And he did all this stuff. And anyway, he put a picture up there of a tent he was sleeping in, which was the same tent that Gabby Petito had on the whole van life thing. And so the whole thing became like, was he involved in her murder, disappearance, whatever? And of course, now it's all gone different. 2017, I remember one time I heard something. I'm going to do this up. What kind of carcass something, hopefully not human. That Pokemon Go stuff. Yeah, it was like in the Midwest or somewhere, maybe. And I think it was a person they found like under a bridge. Let's do something better than I just realized I stopped here on Caitlin. That's her school teacher look. How do I get out? I just gotta get I just gotta remove it. There, just removed it. Let's see what this looks like. What was that? Pokemon Go players find dead. I think it's funny. You always have to put dead in front of body. It's like, oh yeah, very first thing, boom. Okay, that's weird. We're gonna go ahead and do this, and then let's go. So I went ahead and put this on the reader style because let's see here. Look, I was like, oh, that's weird. I'm like, I don't want to see what this chick here amazed me. This Pokemon, that's something else. Anyway, like this whole thing here, I'm like, what is that? Pokemon Go player finds dead body while playing. A teenage Pokemon Go player tragically discovers. Was it tragically discovered, or did they just discover? the body of a dead man floating in a river. Oh, I didn't know that. While playing the augmented reality game in her hometown of Riverton, Wyoming. It was Wyoming. I said Midwest. I mean, once you get past the Mississippi, it's all the same. Sort of the weird and wild plays that Pokemon Go has been taking players have been piling up since the game's release. The reports of one player almost losing his job for playing the game at work show that there are places where the game cannot be played. Blah, blah, blah. While the picture of a husband catching a Pokemon while his wife gave birth. What? I've never played Pokemon, so this is all hilarious to me because I'm now. I mean, heck, last night I was playing Streets of Rage, but I'm not playing Pokemon. I've never played Minecraft either, or World of Warcraft. I've played Warcraft, but not World of Warcraft. Shown that there are situations where the game perhaps should be played. Yeah, duh. A teenage Pokemon Go player, Shayla Wiggins, recent discovery while playing the game. Come on. While playing the augmented reality game, Wiggins walked down to the river in her town of Riverton, Wyoming, searching for a water Pokemon. But upon reaching the riverbank, Wiggins discovered a dead body floating in the water. It was pretty shocking. I didn't really know what to do at first, but I called 911 right away, and they came really quickly. Oh my gosh. Hey, did you guys ever see the movie Starsky and Hutch with Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller? They're like, I've seen the movie, I think, like one time. And there's one scene in that movie that just has always stuck in my mind. It's Owen Wilson. Like they find a body, they get called in, a body that has floated up, laying on the shore. And like Owen Wilson gets this, we need to find a stick. And Ben Stiller's character, like, what do you need a stick for? And he goes, well, we get a stick, we do it. The key is you don't want to puncture the body because they're bloated. But he's like, you just want to kind of push it on out, and with any luck, it'll float down to the next precinct. I love that. I love that. The body was an adult male that while the investigation is still ongoing, the sheriff officer said there's no sign of foul play and that the death looks to be accidental in nature. It's undeniably tragic for the man and his loved ones as well, whose they went from searching for Pokemon to making a sad and possibly traumatic discovery. Fortunately, Shayla's mother reported that even though her daughter was understandably upset after the incident, the teen is feeling better now. Let's see here. Anything else? No. Yeah, so anyway. Oh, look at this. I love this line. Should Nintendo be doing more to keep Pokemon Go players out of harm's way? Or is the player responsible for their own safety? Yeah. You're responsible for your own safety, people. Doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. He's glad you didn't play Pokemon Go. There's another one. I forget the name of this. I just found it a couple weeks ago, and it's it's one of these, like, I think it's an augmented reality map, and you enter in like what you're looking for and give it access, like where you are, like the GPS locator in your phone, and you can, like, I don't know how it works. It's supposed to be like this. It's a really weird coincidences. And like people have, they've had all sorts of weird experiences and stuff with this thing. And it's, I don't know, it's on Reddit and everything. It's a weird, see, I just sound stupid because I can't think of the name of this map program. It's some app too. If I see it again, I'll do a thing on it. Now I feel like I have to download it and do something. And by the way, I do not like the paranormal. And I've got, there will be an upcoming trip this year. I hope to be able to announce details when it happens, but we're looking at going to Adams, Tennessee, to the Bell Witch Cave. That's all I know right now. We're gonna see how that sucker works out. Anyway, let's see here. What else did I say I was gonna talk about here? I've got the deal. Let's see here. Summer Wells, just because I've put so much about her. She had a birthday the other day. She now would be 6 years old. Um, they had a prayer remembrance at the community center in Kingsport, Tennessee, and they just, I don't know, it was odd. Like, I looked at it and I was like, what's really weird is that like I could go and drive up there and walk in and just offer condolences or prayers and stuff. I was like, I don't know, it kind of creeped me out because that's like just too real. And I'm the guy that drove up to her neck of the woods. But anyway, there's still that's just, I don't know. The other day I started thinking about it, I was like, that really is the sad story. I don't know what happened, and there's my big thing is about facts, right? And if you don't have the witch stuff, yeah. Do you know about Slade? Do you know about the Bell Witch? So like, the Bell Witch is a Tennessee history deal. I say history deal. It's the Bell family. There was, I think it's kind of halfway between like Middle Tennessee and West Tennessee. If you're not from Tennessee, that'd be like halfway between like Memphis and Nashville. And I forget how they got haunted, but supposedly it was this witch that, you know what? Let's just look it up. Let's do that. That'd be much cooler. And let's get this Pokemon Go off because I'm sure that one of the tubes will look at it and think I'm doing anime now and get banned my channel. Let's see here. Oh, good. We got a Wikipedia. Oh yeah, there's a deal about the having a kid named John in the family. Oh, that's cool. I went straight to it. A witch in Massachusetts. Oh, I didn't know. I know about the was it the Salem witch trials? Which, by the way, I saw something the other day about the Salem witch trials that what was it? They think that people might have gotten poisoned. Oh, yeah. It was the weirdest thing. It was like some way that wheat germinates, and they think like it could have been it's like I don't know, like licking a frog's butt, it's like, supposed to be like an acid trip. And excuse me, I had to have a sip of my non-Dr. Pepper. But anyway, it was they think that this wheat could have like spoiled, could have gotten I don't know, moldy, mildew, whatever it is. There's a certain term for it. It's a special kind of wheat and all this stuff. And say it was like they think like the Salem witch trial could start because like these girls ate this wheat, and then all of a sudden they start speaking in tongues and start seeing things and acting like feral animals or something. I don't know. It was the weirdest thing. I was like, okay, one, that's weird that people are still trying to figure that out, and two, I don't know. It kind of disappointed me a little bit. I was like, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of want. I like to believe the story. It's like Bigfoot conspiracies are fun. Okay, it's the stuff like that. It's always been fun to think, oh, there might be little green men, from Mars, and then this year, last year, the government tells us there actually are little green men from Mars. Anyway, so the Bell Witch. I'm gonna read this and then because I'm trying to bring my own memory back. I know. Well, I mean, okay. I have a blue tick coonhound, and she has. I mean, it's a blue tick coonhound. She's got to have 3 names, and her name, one of her names, her last name, is Bell, because of the witches. Anyway, the Bell Witch or the Bell Witch haunting. By the way, the Bell Witch is what they vaguely based the Blair Witch Project off of. Centered around 19th century Bell family of Northwest Robertson County, Tennessee. John Bell resided there with his family in the and they're currently near the town of Adams. According to legend, from 1817 to 1821. Now, let me describe real quick about like Tennessee, because I love Tennessee history. I'm from Tennessee, right? But here's what happened in Tennessee history. This is why I love it. I have a friend of mine that grew up in Nashville, or outside Nashville. Every year he had a school trip to the Hermitage. This guy knows Andrew Jackson stuff forward and backwards. He knows all about the War of 1812. He knows all about Jackson Square in New Orleans. And he and I were in Jacksonville, Florida. And we're down there landing. And all of a sudden we see this statue. And of course we recognize that's Andrew Jackson, which we went and we read the inscription. It's like Andrew Jackson, which Jacksonville is named after. We're sitting here going, what? They didn't teach us that in Tennessee history. My friend was livid. I mean, it upset him. Like his stomach churned. He was so mad. He was spitting mad. If you've ever heard that term, spitting mad, that was my buddy. And I just thought that was the funniest thing. It goes to show like how Tennessee was just, I don't know. It got me into history. I was like, well, what else don't I know about Tennessee? And wherever you are right now, you ought to just check out, like, what is the name of your town? What is the name of your county? Who's it named after? And then you go from there and you start finding out, it's like, whoa, that is so cool. Like, you find stuff that you had no idea how people influenced your everyday today. It's great. But anyway, so Andrew Jackson, so 1817 to 1821 in Tennessee. This West Tennessee is the frontier. This is the Wild West. Okay, this is Memphis, Shelby County, that area. It was growing because it had plantation. It had plantation because of the river. The Mississippi River is the trade route of America, and all the cotton would come in, through Memphis and ship down to New Orleans and out to the Gulf and then out to the Atlantic to Europe. So that area is huge. But like this little place right here in Adams, Tennessee. I mean, today Adams, Tennessee is nothing. 1817. I mean, just to give you a history thing, Andrew Jackson lived in Jonesboro, Tennessee for like 6 weeks. And the big thing up there is like he practiced law in Jonesboro, Tennessee. It's like, wait a second here. He was there for like just a little bit. Well, the reason why he was in Jonesboro for 6 weeks is because they were waiting for enough white people to show up that wanted to travel to Knoxville, because he was trying to get down to Nashville to practice law. The area. And so this is around the same time. This is around Andrew Jackson's time. The area was still wild from Cherokees that they saw white people and they killed them. No reason, really. I mean, they had a history of that. So, and I'm not going into any Indian stuff. No, I'm not taking a side to it. I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm just trying to put yourself into the shoes of history, the way that people were at that point. So you just see 1870, 1821, very rural. There's no electricity, okay, people? It's found in the local area, came under attack by a mostly invisible entity that was able to speak, affect the physical environment, and shapeshift. Dude, that is freaky. Some accounts record the spirit also to have been clairvoyant and capable of crossing long distances with superhuman speed and or of being more than one place at a time. In 1894, a newspaper editor published the authenticated history of the Bell Witch. Now you think to yourself, that's 70 years later. Dude, you'd be surprised. I've used this story before. I talked to a woman a couple years ago. It's an elderly lady. She was like, her grandfather told her the story about when he got to meet Benjamin Franklin. I was like, Benjamin Franklin, Abraham Lincoln. And she tells the story just like how the grandfather did. And it's the most amazing thing. That is living history. So this is like, old Abe's been dead for 100 and golly, how long has he been dead for? 160 years? So anyway, it's amazing how the stuff it is rather accurate, even though it was years apart. Of course, it could be just made up, but it could have been made up when it happened too. The Bell Witch, the book is widely regarded as the first full-length record of the legend and primary source for subsequent treatments. Individuals recorded in the work were known historical personalities. In modern times, some skeptics have regarded the Ingram's effort as a work of historical fiction or fraud. Those are the people that don't like having fun. They're the ones that try to say that Santa Claus isn't real. And I swear if anybody tries to say that to me, I will slap you. Okay, so here's what I want to get to. That's not it, man. The Bells turned to the family friend for help. No, the haunting began when John Bell witnessed the apparition of a strange creature resembling a dog. Bell fired at the animal and it disappeared. Arjun found the floor was extraordinary size. Okay, none of that. Early written records. Maybe that's what I was looking for here. For the Central Great Plains, due to like provisions, Long and Bell, the divided parties after they reached the Rocky Mountains and rejoined. The detailed journey on his return trip across the Red River. Later that day, Bill stopped at the Murphy residence. Today, Bill was told of a young woman accompanied by a voice. No, that's all dumb. That's dumb. Okay. So this is not telling me what I wanted to. Oh, wait, hold on. You know what? Command F. There we go. That's not how you spell it. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Boom. Okay, so here we go. So Andrew Jackson. This guy, okay, Jacksonville, Florida is named after him. He went down there because the Seminole Indians were just savages, man. They were just going through. There was no trade. You got to realize Jacksonville is not a beach town; it's a river town. It's on the St. Johns River. So again, huge economic area, and man, they were just everybody who tried to settle around there. They were just coming destroying everything. And so they sent General Jackson down because he knew how to handle them. Anyway, so Jackson goes down. He has slaughtered hundreds of people. Okay, this guy, his accounts in like DC, I mean, he was being fist fights and stuff. Matter of fact, he got put in jail, and who did the I always forget this. Smack. Molly Hatch is from Adams, Tennessee, or Jacksonville. Yes. Jacksonville's where wasn't Molly Hatchet? Isn't that Leonard Skinner? What's the Ronnie Van Zant? Isn't that like his brother or something like that? Yeah, but Skinner's from Jacksonville. Anyway, so Andrew Jackson, he's old hickory. He's not scared of anything. Andrew Scott Key, is that the guy who did the national anthem? Francis Scott Key. Just go with me on this, okay? I'm bad with names. So he defended Andrew Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, I have my story right. He was the attorney for Andrew Jackson in like some fight he got in DC. So let's go over this. The account of Andrew Jackson's visit to find Chapter 11 Ingram's work. The chapter's letter from Thomas Yancey. Blah, 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 blah. The Bell household was strained to resources from visitors, and Jackson brought a wagon load of supplies with his men. Now, you got to realize back then, there's nothing to do. There's no internet, there's no strip clubs. So what they did is like, hey, guys, you want to see what's over there? What do you mean what's over there? Like, what's on the other side of that river? What's on the other side of that mountain range? What's in that forest? And they would just get together, take their guns, take their horses, take their wagons, fill it down with, salt back, and away they go. So when it's like Andrew Jackson's men, it's his party, it's his posse. Stranded Resource brought a wagon load of supplies with his men. Nearing the Bell House homestead, the wagon stopped and appeared fastened to its position despite considerable effort by Jackson's men to free it. Jackson exclaimed, "By the eternal, boys, it is the witch." A metallic voice was heard in the vegetation. "All right, General, let the wagon move on. I will see you again tonight." The horses began moving again. Instead of camping out, the party stayed at the Bell home that evening. Among the Jackson party was a witch layer who boasted of his experimental exploits. Tiring of the bravado, Jackson whispered, "By the eternals, I do wish this thing would come. I want to see him run." The entity arrived and taunted the witch layer to shoot her. The man's gun would not fire. Oh my gosh, dude, I have nightmares about that. I kid you not. It's always the same thing too. It's like they're vampires, and I've got a gun. Well, matter of fact, I don't even want to go into it. But it's like it takes all your strength. You can feel the veins, not the veins, but like the tendons in your arm, like tighten, and your finger will not pull the trigger. Oh, it's the worst nightmare I've ever had. Let's see here. The party stayed. Okay. I want to see him run. His gun wouldn't fire. The witch countered, "I'll teach you a lesson, my pretty," and appeared to beat the man and let him out the door by his nose. Jackson exclaimed, "By the eternal." Boy, by the eternal is a Jackson saying. "By the eternal, boys, I never saw so much fun in all my life. This beats fighting the British." The witch told Jackson she would uncover another rascal the next night. That morning, Jackson's men chose to leave the home as they were apprehensive as to who was next. Okay, now this guy's trying to debunk it. So that's funny. It says this is part of it. Now, the story that I know is that Jackson went, he stayed there, and like, I can't remember, like he was supposed to like camped out by her cave. Because like, he's like, this is all BS. And like the horses acted weird and everything. And then something happened, and during the middle of the night, Jackson took off. Like they were like, he got his guys and they got out of there. He said, "I'm not coming back. This is crazy." Now, Andrew Jackson's a guy that's been like at his own presidential inauguration, he jumped out of very typical Nightmare with Cops too. Holy cow. Like I would as a cop, dude, I would hate that. Oh, I couldn't imagine that. Man, my best friend's a cop out in Las Vegas, and man, I think about him all the time and what he does, and especially because I grew up with this guy, and I can't believe. I can't believe he's a Vegas guy. It's so weird. But anyway, couldn't. Yeah, that is an absolute nightmare. I'll tell you what was a nightmare for him. His department changed from 6 hours to Glocks, and he's been upset ever since. He's like, "Why would you take a work of art like a 6 hour and then give me a Glock?" He said training was horrific for the going over to the Glock because it's an unnatural pointing pistol. Anyway, yeah, he's great, man. And I hate that for any cops. Um, so they're just exploring into some bad fortune. Dude, Slade Raider. That is a great, great statement there. They're exploring into some bad fortune. That should be like a song lyric. I mean, that sounds like something that CCR would have written. Man, I don't want. There's some places where you just kind of get the heebie-jeebies. I mean, everybody's done that as a kid. You hear about so and such as a haunted place, but you gotta go. Okay, it's like Bloody Mary, standing in front of a mirror and saying that and spinning around 3 times or whatever. No way, no way, no way. I'm not doing it. I'm totally not doing that. It is a no, not gonna do it. But yeah, anyway, the Bell Witch expedition. I'm hoping that will work out for us this year, and I'll let you guys know. There's going to be some live streaming from phones, so that's going to be weird. I don't know. I mean, I've got this. If you guys saw me right now, I got this weird smile. Like I'm happy, but it's like an apprehensive smile. Man, it's I don't know. I'm just kind of spooked by it. I lived in a house when I was a kid that was it was haunted, and I mean, it really got to me. We were moving from one city to another, and as we were, in the car with my parents, and we came up. There was a wreck on the interstate, and my dad blurts out, it's just typical of my dad. It's like, Dad, don't say stuff like this. So, of course, he says it. He goes, oh my gosh, don't look. There's a dead body. I'm like 10 years old. And I'm like, what? Because, it's like the thing, don't look. And so you immediately look, right? And, oh my gosh, like, it was, I don't remember anything but seeing it looked like a sack of potatoes because like it passed. I didn't mean to. I don't want to see dead. I don't like going to funerals. Like if it's an open casket, I'm figuring somebody hates me. Anyway, so we moved into this house, and this is where we're going to. I mean, tell me this doesn't sound like the beginning of like Beetlejuice or something stupid like that. Like you should never do this. Set of circumstances happen. You should never go through with what happens next. And so that was the sound of 7-Up. I happen to love this. Oh, excuse me, 7-Up. Sprite Zero. It happens to be the better of the zero drinks. Mm. And I would like to get off caffeine. I'm trying to get off anything that isn't a positive. The caffeine is it's a positive in a bad way. Caffeine is like dating that girl that's a little crazy. Anyway, yeah, so we go to this house, and man, the house was over 100 years old. Then we found out that like a kid had died in that house, or no, they're on vacation, and the kid died. I think he got strep throat, which was weird because after we moved out of that house, I got strep throat for the first time in my life. And I got it like 6 times in a row, like very close together. And the doctor was at the point, he was like, look, I don't know what to tell you, but next time you have a throat culture, if you come back with strep throat, we need to talk about taking your tonsils out. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? I never had strep throat since. And anyway, it was so weird. But that place, I remember just one time, like I walked up the stairs, and there's this huge it didn't have central air conditioning, but it had this place. This was a huge house. I mean, it's everything that is in a scary movie. And the staircase was a beautiful staircase. You walk in, it had French doors, the double doors. Which even think about this, I mean, I've got goosebumps. There's this big wide staircase went straight up the stairs, and at the very top, there was this. I've never seen a window unit since then, or ever in my life that was this big, and it was for air conditioning, and it was the perfect place for it because it blew all the cold air downstairs and all the air to the back. And being that it's such an older houses they built them to not get too hot and not get too cold. So the idea of central heat and air, I guess, wasn't a big deal. Anyway, I remember going to the top of the stairs, like going up to my room, and I turned the corner, I'm walking down the hall to the banister, and I went through this like ice cold spot. I mean, just it was like freezing cold. And I went, oh gosh, like the air conditioner's on high. And I turn around. No, hold on, excuse me. I remember I took like 3 more steps, and then I go, wait, the air conditioner isn't on. I turn around and it wasn't on. And man, I hauled butt out. I was like, where are my parents? Where's my mom? I think my dad traveled, so he was like never in town. And he loved this house, but he was never there. He's there like 2 nights a week. 3 nights a week, whatever it was, whatever the schedule was. And my mom, I was like, oh my gosh. So like years later, after we moved out of that house, my mom and I started talking about it. And my mom started telling me things that like happened to her that she wouldn't tell anybody. Like the same things that happened to me happened to her, and we never had known that while we lived there. And it's just spooky stuff like that cold spot, like the thought of someone being behind you. Oh my gosh, I gotta stop talking about this. Like I just had the worst chill, and I've got the worst goosebumps right now. So yeah, the Bell Witch thing. This is gonna be it's gonna be something else. You know what? I'm gonna get some holy water before I go. Oh wait a second, what if I threw holy water in there? Surely somebody's already done that. Huh. I don't know. Now I'm double thinking everything. Okay, I don't even know how we start on that. I don't know. I don't know what else is happening. You guys got me on the Bell Witch and Andrew Jackson. This is great. I was just gonna talk about Joe Rogan, man. That's the big. Did you guys see that? Actually, hopefully I can get that up. I want to do a video. The White House came out against Joe Rogan now. It's like it's such clown stuff. Wait a second here. Why do my StreamYards? Oh man, what'd I do? I closed everything except for StreamYards? That is weird. Because I can't, because I still have a tab somewhere. I hate. What did I do to this thing? All right, there it is. Now, how do I blend those two back together? Oh well. So let's see here. Let's go see if I find that. Let's cross this out. Do Joe. We find the latest. This guy, progressive watcher on Spotify. So careful what they wish for. This is all news. This whole thing's gone crazy. Oh, let's see who's left because of Joe Rogan. I didn't even hear about this. I mean, I've never even heard of Neil Young. Who cares? Joni Mitchell. Don't know who that is. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Isn't that I used to have Neil Young in them, right? Well, nobody cares about them. India Ari? Who the heck is that? Mary Trump? Oh, jeez. Oh. Isn't that sad? I mean, this is what's so sad. They're like, she is a Trump family member that doesn't like Trump, so we're going to promote her. I mean, that's the stupidest thing in the world. So stupid. You know what? You know what her dumbass has done? She's written out of the will. She also thanked Young and Mitchell for their courage. Courage to not do something. That's what that is. We're going to not do a podcast anymore. That's it. That is it. Mary Trump, Indy Ari, who I don't know, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I can't think of a song they have. I know who they are. I can't think of. Never heard of Joni Mitchell and Neil Young, who makes a bunch of crappy music. I could go my entire life without having any of those people in it, and that'd be awesome. I would have no cares. I don't even know. Again, I don't listen to Joe Rogan. So, I mean, that doesn't even matter to me. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. All right, let's see here. Let's do but yeah, the White House now is trying to say, well, we're proud of the steps Spotify has taken. We encourage all big tech companies to do things like this. So they're going, what in the world is wrong here? Like, how about these are the people that should be like, oh, it's shameful that they don't offer maternity leave for husbands. I mean, what happened to that? Or like, we encourage all. That would have been a thing. What if Peppermint Patty had been asked that question, and she said, "Well, yeah, so they left, or Spotify is putting up a warning now, but we really encourage them to offer maternity leave for husbands." I mean, gosh, this is such a non-issue. Why are we sending people to Ukraine? How about that one? I don't even know what's going on over there. But all I know is that's stupid. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Oh, it's so dumb. Oh, gosh, look how ugly these people are here. Oh, you can't listen to my music. Your music sucks. Oh, you can't. I don't know what you do. I don't know who you are. You don't do anything for me. And what is this? This is like is this Nash? Is this Crosby? I mean, that is an ugly ghost. It's like an old gay man trying to be Pocahontas. And not that there's anything wrong being gay or Pocahontas or old. I mean, I love all that stuff. Matter of fact, I really appreciate the John Smith Pocahontas outfits at Halloween. I think those are great. Just throwing that out there. We should have more of those. We should celebrate it. It should be glorified. Everything should be glorified. And this is my warning for the tubes, the social media. Everything I say is a joke. It's a farce. It's a well, no, I mean, I'm not going to say misinformation. That's the key word for you to pick up on. But it's a lighthearted enjoyment that people that are listening, they understand that. Don't pay attention to me. What a world we live in. What is this? What is this? Is this on that? Where's the other thing? Are y'all able to see that? Yeah, you do. What is that in the top right? What has happened? What is happening right now? Why will my screen not scroll? Just feeding husbands. They're trying to get clout. Oh, yeah, the lame tactic of everything's misinformation. So now the new thing is also they're saying misinformation and disinformation. What's the difference? What's the difference? You know what? Honest to goodness, you better find out and do a screenshot or something of it before they take down the definitions of stuff. Okay, I have one dictionary. This is my most favorite thing I have. I bought it as soon as I found out it was a thing. It's another little thing about me. So I didn't buy books in law school. I'm the only person I know to ever graduate law school without buying a book because I couldn't afford them. So I mean, I did it on hard work and my incredible ruggedly handsome good looks got me through law school. Oh my gosh, Rogan's 5'7". Okay. So anyway, but the one book I did get, I got as a Christmas present. It was Black's Law Dictionary, and that's the only dictionary I use. Like if it's not in Black's, then I go, I'm gonna get a lame definition, which I got a feeling I'm gonna get here right now. So what is this information. False information, which is intended to mislead, especially propaganda issued by a government organization to a rival power in the media. Oh my gosh. And the White House is the ones who said this information today. Is propaganda issued by. Oh, jeez. That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. Disinformation is a subset of propaganda. No wonder Peppermint Patty used the word disinformation today. She is a classically trained communist. I know this because I studied them. Oh my gosh. It's the communist stuff is great to read. It's absolutely great to read. It's funny how many. I think if they would have more followers if they just kept to their what it says. But anyway, I'm sorry. Disinformation. That is hilarious. Okay, I'm going to do real quick because I put this up. It's about Flashcast. I got a feeling this is what everybody really cares about right now because this is absurd what has happened. You know what Flashcast is, right? So let's see if I just type in Flashcast, what comes up. No, these aren't the things I was looking for. Videos. Nope. Well, I should have been a little bit more careful when I hit video button. Let's go to YouTube. Oh, look, there's a good one. Let's see here. Okay, Comic Art for Secrets. Last night's Flashcast. He talked about it. It's a month ago. This one. Actually, this is a really good one right here. I think it has a slant. It's funny how this has become recording chimping out on a stream. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm going to have to watch that one. Well, let's see what happens when I pull this up.
Yeah, but like Ethan directly said that. Ethan is a fucking pussy ass bitch, and that's fine. And I'll say,
okay, warning there. Let's see. Are you guys able to watch this? I have to do my stupid. Okay, yes. All right. That's crazy. I'll do a little boost here in the volume. I'm going to put in my headphones so it changes. So if there's only 3 minutes, and it's just to bring everybody up. If you haven't seen this, and it's weird, and I've talked about this to death, but it's what people say now, what's continuing to come out that really just amazes me. All right, so here I go.
that I don't think it's fair of me to talk shit when he's not here. But Flash, you got a lot of shit to talk, homie, and like that's fine. I appreciate you. I mean, I appreciate your content and the work that you've done.
So condescending.
But it's so condescending.
Shit on me for 30 minutes instead of fucking coming here and talking to me. You said you want to go on Twitter and whine
watch
and
the
bitch
language
instead of coming in here when you had the link in the first place.
Why
don't you just come in here and fucking hash it out in the first place 30 minutes ago instead of acting like a goddamn frosk on Twitter?
Upset?
That's exactly what you did, dude.
Are you upset? Are you upset that I had to stop at Taco Bell and I had to get dinner?
that really bothers me. It's like, are you upset? It's like he's saying everything he's upset about, and it's like, according to him, are you upset that I had to stop at Taco Bell and get dinner? Well, actually, here's the thing: you didn't have to stop at Taco Bell. Getting dinner, yeah, I mean, I'll agree that you have to get dinner, okay, but you don't have to stop at Taco Bell. But anyway, this whole thing it's just like this. And so today, where's this? All right, here we go. Let's go back to this. Boom. So there's yes, Courting was acting weird. That's what people keep going back to, and I don't care one way or the other. Good on that Flash guy. He shows some class. Yeah, the Flash guy, dude. I love the Flash. This is the one, Slade. If you don't mind, I'm gonna put this up and leave this here because this is what you see over and over. And there's more of these videos are popping up that are like, I was a fan of Quartering. And when I said they're popping up, it's like the more it's working the algorithm, the more I look for it and stuff, the more these obscure videos are showing up. And it's like from, I saw one today a year ago, and a guy was breaking down a Twitter war between the Quartering and Ethan Van Sciver on his comic book sales, which I think it's so bizarre. It's like, why are you attacking this guy? So Ethan Van Sciver, he's not a YouTuber for like a moneymaker. He's a comic book guy. He uses YouTube as a platform. Does he get super chats and stuff? Yes, he deserves them. He's spending his time. He entertains exponentially. I mean, he's one of the first people I followed. Him, Tug, that umbrella guy, Yellow Flash, Nerdrotic, and then I think who was it had? I think maybe Nerdrotic had on the Quartering once, and Flake. I don't know. ID. I think. Are you talking about Quartering there? Because that is a constant of what people are putting up out there. He's a child. I love that. I love the statements. So I don't know. It's weird. Just this one video though, it was like they're pointing out that like the Quartering's math was off. And they're like, this is elementary school math. This guy says, look, let me bring up my calculator. It's right here. And let me show you. And I was laughing, just thinking about it. I was like, man, that's really bad. And then I thought to myself, is it possible that maybe I don't want to say it. But I was like, first of all, I thought, yeah, it's weird. The umbrella guy, he just seems like a really nice guy. Right? He just seems really nice, down to earth. I've seen him get mad a few times at like, oh gosh, there's some dude that was like trying to like dox him, follow him, and like supposedly like drove past his house, shot a gun up in the air as he drove past his house so he would know he was there. I'm like, that's so weird and creepy, but like, this is like the umbrella guy. Like, how do you take that serious? Like, how has anything he's ever done on YouTube caused any strife in your life? But yes, the Quartering though, he's that way too. It's just I don't know. Ethan came back in that stream and he said, "Oh, hey Jeremy, what's up? Are you drinking again?" And I hate when people say that. And I'm not throwing shade. I will go out on a limb and say I'm a huge Ethan Van Sciver fan. But I'm going to stick always to the facts and the stuff. I will, if somebody's wrong, they're wrong. We just got pointed out and say, hey, you laugh when somebody's wrong. I mean, I got a friend of mine. We still laugh at him for some of the stuff he's done. But where did that go? Hang on, how do I do that? There you go. Take that off. The one thing about Umbrella Guy, real quick. The last thing, I'll hijack about my own stream about is that man, he has gotten onto the Johnny Depp, whatever her name is, Brianna Heard. I don't, Amanda Heard, whatever the chick that Johnny Depp was married to, that she dumped on him. Do you see the picture where she pooped on the bed? And anyway, so she leaves Johnny Depp to go become a lesbian in France. And now supposedly she's back and she broke up the marriage of Aquaman. But anyway, he has gotten like that's all of his videos now, and he has got a incredible count. Like he gets like 40,000 views a day on like one video. I'm sitting there going, dude, that's ridiculous. I mean, we're talking about like he doesn't have to do anything else, and he's just making crazy YouTube check money. And it's I'm proud of it. I'm so happy. I think it's funny how the algorithm works. I'm also amazed with how many people care about that whole storm. And the best part is that it hasn't gone away for him. How he keeps finding content is unbelievable. Amber Turd. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Golly. Oh my gosh. I mean, what a weird thing. And Johnny Depp, he's from Kentucky. He seems like just a super cool dude. It's like him and Matthew McConaughey and I can't think who else right now. There's who I like, and I'm partial because I think he's a really great actor. And of course now he got Me Too'd. Is it James Franco? He used to be friends with the guy from Pineapple Express. Was that Seth Rogen? I don't know. I just think Franco is hilarious. And he just always seems nice. Of course, maybe he's trying to hit on the 15-year-old girls or whatever he did. You do not want to see the turn. Trust me. I mean, it's in court documents. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, could you imagine if you've ever gone through a divorce, or somebody's going through a divorce, but you know how the process works? And it's like, Your Honor, for the next exhibit of why this whole alimony thing is BS and that she's a victim, we want to bring in exhibit T for turd. This is what she did in the middle of their bed, and that's Johnny had to. I think he had to lock himself in the bathroom that night or something. It might have been the night that she cut off his finger too. It's so crazy. Anyway, we gotta get through this because I want to complete stuff. I hate starting something and then not completing it because I never complete anything. So it makes me feel really good when I do. This oh crap, where'd my thing go here? There it is. So this flashcast though, yeah, it was just so weird. It gets in here, and then right here, this is what's great.
Are you upset that
They
it
show
immediately show up when you're back
Then
in
why
the
didn't
call?
you say in DMs in the first place?
Why are you- they show it even shows
I'll
up.
be there in a
Are you
minute.
upset?
I said, okay.
Are you upset, Yellow Flash, that didn't immediately show up to your live stream when you demanded it?
What is all that about, right? And again, what I'm showing is, I'm not showing it now, but there are all these people that are showing all this old stuff that Jeremy's doing, and it's becoming he is getting frostbitten. That's what I should do, is find all the content where people put up negative things about him and then do a video called Frostbite. And why the heck would you go for that chick anyway? That whole thing's bizarre. She should. This is
Are
weird.
you really
You were
upset
in the
about
chat.
that?
You were in the chat.
Let's see
You
here.
upset?
The entire time.
I'm
you
going to
upset?
fast forward a little
Talking
bit.
Oh, are you upset that I didn't immediately rush here to
Oh, wait.
beg you to respect me?
Okay, there we go.
Right-wing
Watch this.
awesomeness. I'm not going to be an SW bitch and not platform people I disagree with.
What
You
is-
gonna-
You drinking tonight, Jeremy? What's going on, pal?
That's why I stayed on here, because somebody had said that. I mean, man, he did act like an SJW that night. Yes, Slade, you're 100% right on this one. He acted like an SJW. The way you wrote it that time really it clarified it for me, because I've seen some other people say it, and it was his argumentative style. It's that talking over, and it's belittling everything you say. It's like, why didn't you get in the chat? Yellow Flash, why didn't you get in the chat? I invited you in the chat. You couldn't defend yourself. And it's like, are you upset that I went to Taco Bell? Who the hell's talking about Taco Bell? What's going on here? And so then naturally, you feel like you're going to answer, and no, I'm not upset about that. That's why these kind of things, when you get against the SJW argument, the best thing to do is just to sit back. You got to lean back in your chair and take a breath and just let them go. and then you remember their points because they'll rant about them and then they'll forget what they said, and you have to dissect it piece by piece. Corbin being fake about his original intentions for wanting to interview in the first place. I think you're right. I think you're 100% right on that. And some people have pointed out that Corbin's not conservative. And that's what he's trying to sell himself as. And that's what he's sold a lot of his audience on. And I think that's the he's not I don't think he's being truthful about it. I really would like to know. I say not being truthful. I don't want to say that. Like, I mean, that's an observation. And I don't want to put something like that in there. But what I want to know is, so you contacted her agent. How did that go down? Because when you contact an agent, first thing an agent's going to say to you is, oh, great. Yeah, she'd love to do your show. We charge. And then say an amount. And then it's going to be a ridiculous amount. It'll be $50,000. Supposedly he can afford that. It'll be $50,000 to have her on your show and this, and that. And, and then they break down to negotiations about it because it's a job. It's all this is to them, to famous people. It's a job. So it's a contract negotiation. I mean, why would you go if somebody wants you? You don't do it for free. She's not doing any of this stuff for free. And that was an advertisement where she said, yeah, if you want to talk to me, call my agent. The whole thing's an advertisement. So why did he get involved in again, I've said before, it's like, I want to know what questions he would have asked. But I'm amazed though. Here it is. What day is today? Today's Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, we got tomorrow night, and then Saturday is Flashcast. I can't wait. Oh man, I cannot wait to see what happens, how that goes, because that this is going to be the whole show. And here's the thing: Lofty Pixels is really, really, really cool. We've chatted back and forth before all this stuff happened on Twitter. I started following Lofty because Nick Rakita brought up that he's a great Twitter account. Really is. Well, Lofty is the Quartering's editor. And Lofty, I think he's kind of embarrassed by this whole thing. And which is sad. You really shouldn't be. But this whole thing is so funny. And I just because I'm here, I want to play when Ethan gets in here, because he says, how you know you're drunk again? And then this is what goes weird. And this video I saw earlier tonight, I need to find out more about it. It goes back to like I said earlier, where they're in this Twitter fight over how many comics of Cyberfrog. Cyberfrog, think about how silly of a name that is. And somebody with 1.2 million subscribers is attacking a dude over his work called Cyberfrog. I mean, I don't know. It seemed petty to me when I saw this video. But anyway, here's Ethan.
Your favorite
Don't platform somebody I disagree with. I have literally nothing to lose, but I'll give it all up.
What?
What are you saying? What is this?
Oh, Ethan! Oh, look at you! Oh, you.
Yeah, he came back.
Oh, Ethan! Oh,
Yeah, Jeremy.
No. Scout, you left. You left because you said I was afraid of you.
Weird.
So back the fuck out, and I want to hear from Yellow Flash. I'll handle you on a different stream, buddy. I appreciate you.
I didn't think I would come on while I was still there, and then I left and you came on.
Jeremy won't come on because he's afraid of me. I should probably back out.
No, I just thought that you were.
No. That's what you said.
And then I left.
Dip
and then
out.
you did
Dip
come
out.
on.
Oh,
So
is he
I
a
was like,
fool?
oh shit, I was right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
crazy.
dip out, tough guy, and then I'll talk to Flash and I'll talk to you later. How about that? Appreciate you. Wish you all the best. Pies and all.
Flash, you want me to leave or do you want me to stay? Am I allowed to stay and at least observe this from a front row seat, or would you like me to go?
All right. Well, no. You stay, Ethan. You stay. It's earlier for you than it is for me. I think you're an hour ahead of me. So you stay. Have a great
Now
show.
all of a sudden
Hold
the
on, I
Quartering
don't want him to
sound
talk.
changed.
I flashed.
All right, just prove my
You
point.
take off
All right,
for a
see
minute,
you,
I'll
Jeremy.
bring you back.
I'm not surprised about that. You got super quiet, and I wish you the best.
Wait, he took off. Oh, God, the fuck is
going
on?
on?
That's so
damn
weird.
it.
So weird.
Get back. Jeremy, get back here. He's gone. Jeremy, get back.
yeah, the whole thing just it's weird. I don't know. So, like I said, it's all over. Oh, ID Crisis. That is so awesome. Man, I got you guys. I love you guys. You're absolutely awesome. This is the greatest chat, man. I love this. Um, I love getting people in here. Um, my buddy up there, Jules from California, I think she checked out, but man, she's awesome. Uh, ID Crisis, Slade. I was just answering Slade's some of his comments earlier. I said his. I just use it as a general term. I don't know what anybody is. I'll tell you guys what. This is the funniest thing. So you can tell, obviously, I like to talk, and so during the whole shutdown and everything else is like I've got to. I was confined to a room and told to talk to a microphone. Anyway, so it's like you're trying to figure out how to do YouTube, you're trying to do this stuff. I got into like the Gabby Petito thing. That's like what people started following. I was like, oh wow, this is crazy. And anyway, one day I saw where I could look up my demographics. And my demographics, I about fell over. I was like 75% women. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. It wasn't the 18 to 21-year-old crowd, I'll tell you that much. I was like, oh great. I'm like, this is horrible. Anyway, it's funny because seeing that, I'm like, me saying, oh man, you're dude, you're cool. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just I got myself cracked up because I realized I didn't want to say some things. I'm never going to say anything bad about anybody who listens to me. I mean, honest to goodness. And I don't want anybody to take anything bad. And I love everybody, but it was funny. I'm my first internet person. I was talking to this chick one time. Just had a good conversation with this chick. Like, she was a mom, and I mean, like an older mom, not the kind of mom y'all are talking about. And then I found out, and she was like a secretary somewhere, and she was talking about like how her son just graduated from Yale or something. I was like, oh wow, like that's expensive. I mean, I didn't say it like that. And next thing you know, she's like, yeah, well, I write books. And I'm like, you write books? Like, that's amazing. She goes, yeah, I use a ghost name. And she was looking me up sometime. I looked her up, and all of her stuff, everything has a shirtless cowboy on it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this woman writes the most dirty, perverted stuff I've ever seen in my life. And here she was, little Miss Nice Secretary I was talking to. And so anyway, I love everybody. I don't want to say anything bad about anyone. But the Cougars. VOM Red. That's that stupid. I don't know how this is. It's some stupid. You're being blocked. Because the Cougar demo. Yes. I assure you, though, the content I'm talking about, I'm not getting Cougars. I have to think of it. Oh my gosh, that's so true. I didn't think about that. Yes. I'm going to pretend it's all the Cougar demo now from now on. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyway, yeah, I forgot what I was saying. I don't know. I gotta get going. I gotta go to bed. Like I said, I've got I got both sides of my family right now in hospitals, and so it sucks. And I'm not asking for sympathy or anything. I'm just saying, like, my schedule sucks. Like, I'm like sitting there going, wait a second, I gotta do this, and that, and I haven't done any of it. Anyway, guys, listen, I really appreciate you. I appreciate you so much tonight. Slade and ID especially, y'all have cracked me up. And Follow me on Discord. How do I get my Discord? I don't know if you guys are on Discord. It's like I just got into it the other day. I'm trying to figure it out. Send me a message or something anytime you guys want. Well, you know we gotta have a good. Anybody who ever wants to talk on here, like we gotta do like one of those nights, right? Have a big chat night. Have a big a party line. I gotta find those YouTube videos about party lines. I think that's the funniest thing. You know what? Maybe I can find that real quick. You guys would die if you saw these. I said I need a life. I really do. Wait. Where'd that go? Shrink that. Let's see here. So what is it? The 1 to 800 party line. Is that no. So there's a video and I can't. It's a commercial. Maybe 1-900 party line. No, is that no? That's not it. Is that it? It might be. Yes.
Looking for someone special? The Love Line.
Yes, the Love Line.
Looking for new
Have you guys ever
people?
seen
The
these
Love Line is the
commercials?
answer. Looking for romance?
I'm telling you,
The Love Line is the
I love
answer.
watching old
Connect with
commercials.
Interesting, exciting people.
I know.
Make new friends or talk to someone.
Make new
special.
friends.
Call 1-900-646-7900. The Love Line is the answer. Call 1-900.
It's the answer. It's the answer. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize when I paused that. I have a subliminal pause thing. That's great. I would give Tug any dude. Okay, so like I don't even know what to say. Like I would love to be on one of those things. It'd be awesome. We'll send it there. Before cell phones. Oh my gosh, like no, so much more than just before cell phones. It was that whole 900 number thing or 800 numbers or whatever it was. They were such a big deal. And nobody does phone numbers. And I find this, I was like, well, why does anybody do phone numbers or something like that? And my mind is very, as you can tell, spacey. And anyway, this stuff is just, it's great though. I love it. This is what we should do a whole night, just finding YouTube videos of old crap. You guys come up with some stuff and I'll come up with some stuff and we'll just all do it. So anyway, hey, listen guys, I gotta go. I hate doing this. I hate doing it such short notice. I wish I had something cool to say, but I don't. So guys, good night. Remember Valentine's Day is coming up, and also what's the neat thing about Valentine's Day is that it's the last few days before the equinox that you have over 12 hours of nighttime. I'm just saying, 12 hours of nighttime. What else do you do in the dark? Do it like Eskimos. Anyway, guys, please don't forget to subscribe. I love y'all. And adios till next time. Godspeed, everybody. Godspeed.